মেয়ে টুপিটা তোর কাছে? কিছুই ব্যাগে রাখবে না বলে কিছু নেই, নিজের মাথাটা ভিজবে। কোথায়?
বিশাল বড়। এই থেকে দেখ, এই থেকে দেখ। ওই
আচ্ছা, লুক বিগ।
পুরো কালো হয়ে গেছে।
এটা মেয়ের মাথায় পড়ে। এখন এর জন্য বৃষ্টি পড়ছে, আর নাহলে তুই আমার মাথায় বৃষ্টি। এটাও বড় আছে। কোথায় বেবি গো? ও হ্যাঁ ওই যে লুক।
আরে বাপ রে,
সবকটা সাইজ আছে, বড় মেজো ছোট সব।
I see one big crocodile. Oh, it's there.
এখানে দুই পিস রয়েছে।
হ্যালো।
তুই জানিস সেটা প্রাগৈতিহাসিক জমানার দুটো ওয়ার্ল্ড ওয়ার সহ্য করেছে, আরও কৃষক সহ্য করে তারপরে রয়েছে। অ্যালিগেটর হচ্ছে একমাত্র অ্যানিমাল, অ্যালিগেটর আর হচ্ছে ককরোচ, রোচেস। এরা হচ্ছে মানে
ডাইনোসরের সময় থেকে আছে।
ডাইনোসরের সময় থেকে বেঁচে আছে এরা। মানে পৃথিবীর ইভলিউশনে দেখো শেষ করতে পারে এমনই প্রাণী।
ওখানে কিছু আছে
না, ওইটা ফাঁকা।
ওটা ফাঁকা, ওই জন্য দেখছিস না, লাগিয়ে দিয়েছে। আসো।
Who gave me that?
What's that?
You gave me your hat.
এই এটার মধ্যে কি আছে?
কচ্ছপ। লুক, টার্টল।
ওরা look.
That is hi to you, guys.
Hi, Titan.
1 2 3 4 5 6 চলো এসো।
There's 5.
There is 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And look, original crocodile prachna. Look, scary.
পাইথন
ও এখানে একটা আছে, গন্ধ আছে, দেখেছিস সাপের?
ওখানে একটা
A snake.
Yes.
এটা হোয়াইট।
তো scary prachna.
দেখো
দেখি বিশাল রে।
বিভৎস সাইজের, বিভৎস
And
মোটা।
it is
Don't go
shaded.
close prachna.
আচ্ছা ভেতরে এগুলো কি দেওয়া? তুলো
না, এটা মনে হয় ওরা ছাড়ে নাকি?
না না, সে ছাল তো নিচে ছালানো
গন্ধ
রয়েছে।
বাবা, কাছাকাছি গেলে গন্ধ লাগছে।
Oh, that's the
এই
shade.
দেখো এটা মনে হয় ছেড়েছে।
No, that's its shade.
এইটা স্নেক।
এদের চামড়ার প্রচন্ড ডিমান্ড, মানে শুধু এদের না, অনেক কুমিরেরও আর কি।
কি করছিস ওখানে?
একটা গল্প সানডে সাসপেন্সে শুনেছিলাম।
বাচ্চাগুলো নিজে নিজে খাচ্ছে।
একটাই বড়।
এই বাচ্চাগুলো কি খাচ্ছে?
ওই দেখ, এখানে একটা বাচ্চা আছে, এটা একটু বড় হয়েছে।
It's a key.
না, বলছে এটা একটু বড় হয়েছে মনে হচ্ছে।
ওই দেখ
ওই মুরগি খাচ্ছে।
What is that?
ও বাহ, কিরকম খাচ্ছে দেখ।
একটা গোল গোল ঘুরে এলে ওটা
Oh my god.
চিকেন
I think it's. Oh, another alligator is crawling there.
ইয়া।
Oh, that's teenager.
ওই ওইখানে একটা মাল আসছে, ওইখান থেকে একজন উঠতে পারছে না, ওই যে আসছে এখানে। এই চিকেনটা খাচ্ছে তো তুই?
I see the mommy one.
yes
I see mommy with the baby.
এবার দেখো কি করবে।
That's a dead pig.
নট পিগ, দ্যাটস চিকেন প্রাচনা।
Oh yeah. It's a real dead.
বাবাটা পুরো সরিয়ে নিচ্ছে কি সুন্দর।
আর দেখছি আরেকটা এসছে।
And now it's gonna die real. But it's just eating the grass.
এটা লুকিয়ে রইলো নাকি ওটাকে দেখে?
হ্যাঁ,
খাবারটাকে লুকিয়ে রাখছে।
ওই
চিকেনে ভাগ দেবে না।
ওকে আলাদা করে দিতে।
তার মানে এটাও তার মানে মা, বুঝলে তো? নাহলে তো ছেলেরও তো খেয়ে নিচ্ছে, এটা বোধহয় মা।
ওইটা মা,
হ্যাঁ, শুয়ে আছে ওটা মা।
Wait, I think it's eating a one
টিভিটা
baby.
পর বৃষ্টি পড়ছে।
জিজ্ঞাসা করছি।
টুপিটা কোথায়?
আমি একটা কথা আমার জিজ্ঞাসা আছে, যেটা হচ্ছে কি যে এই যে বাচ্চাগুলোকে যা সাইজ দেখছি আমি, এর মধ্যে তো অনায়াসে তো এটার মধ্যে দিয়ে বেরিয়ে আসতে পারবে, ছোট্ট ছোট্ট সাইজ তো, তাহলে এত বড় বড় খাঁচা করার মানেটা কি?
এই বড়গুলোর জন্য বাচ্চাগুলো কোনো ক্ষতি করতে পারবে না, বড়টা থেকে
বাচ্চাগুলো এলে কোনো ক্ষতি করতে পারবে না?
মাটি করে দেবে না।
এটাও চালাক আছে, এটাও নামছে দেখ।
ওরে, এই
এ বাবা
যাচ্ছিস
এটা
বাবা?
একভাবে চুপ করে পড়ে আছে, ছাড়াই দেবে না, দেখ তুই ছাড়াই দেবে না।
লুকিয়ে রেখেছে।
চিকেনটাকে লুকিয়ে রেখেছে।
কি রাখলো?
ওরে লুকিয়ে রাখলে তুই কি অতগুলো খেতে পারবি?
কি অদ্ভুত না?
No, the crocodile is keeping his food away.
বসতো না, খুব নোংরা।
And it also, if you see them with their mouth open in the water, that's how they wait for their food to come by. They're very opportunistic or lazy, so they just wait. See what comes by, that's what they'll do. That's who I am. Yes, he likes to kind of. Yeah. The back feet are typically larger than the front. This is what helps them scoot off when they start swimming, and these are the more webbed than the front paws. Behind me, we have Big Man and Jojo. Big Man is about 80 years old. Jojo's about 45, and they've been there together for about 15-20 years or so. And he's one of the biggest we have in captivity. Jojo's about 15 feet. And over here we have Big Man. Jojo is Big Man's son, and he's a little baby. He's been on Pringles commercial, Lubrider commercial, and he's been seen on CSI Miami as well. And Gigi's been in a couple music videos and commercials as well. Jojo is the golden eye alligator, which tend to be smarter and stronger. And usually their eyes are completely black, but in Jojo's case, it never turned black and stayed blue. Would anybody have any questions about the alligators, or would you like to come take a picture?
Don't be scared. Go.
হ্যাঁ একদম সামনে থেকে নাও দাদা।
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, guys. Come on up. Anybody that wants. You're welcome.
রজতটা তুমি আর দাঁড়াও।
না না
Oh man, it's lunchtime. Y'all have fun. Glad somebody's enjoying themselves. Oh yeah. Oh, there's plenty with that pizza. trying my very best not to bring back any bad reviews. Anytime the boat's at a full stop, feel free to get up. Take a look around. Pictures, videos, etc. If you want to stand up on the seat to get a better view, be my guest. For the adults that are feeling extra adventurous, hop out. I really let people out all the time. I don't know why everybody laughs when I say it. Do you have to get out? No. If you want to, you can. The Everglades is a river of grass. It's not a swamp or a bayou because none of the water is standing, still, or stagnant. However, it only flows.
Let him speak.
Here.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
The river of grass. Not a swamp or a bayou because none of this water is standing, still, or stagnant. However, it only flows about a half a mile a day, making it one of the slowest flowing rivers in the world. It take a long time to get a message in a bottle anywhere out here. It comes from Lake Okeechobee down to the Keys. It's 125 tall grass. All right. If you run your fingers down it too fast, it'll cut all the way to the bone. The second one is the hardwood hammocks. An example is this little island right here to the back right of the boat. Islands like that are formed very slowly. As the trees pop up, they'll gather mud, branches, and grass clumps around the base, which will eventually form the hard-packed land. There's a few larger islands further out that are about 10% dry, walkable land, always on the north side. The water flows from north to south, so everything gathers on the north sides of these trees to initially form the island. The third ecosystem is the Big Cypress, which is 40 miles west of here towards Naples. And that's where you would find the larger mammals, like bears, panthers, deers, hogs, a lot more of the python population as well because of the larger land mass and food source. The last one is the mangroves down by the Keys, where all this water dumps out to the ocean and the bay through channels and canals. Now it is mostly fresh water until you're close to the mangroves. That's where you find the brackish with a salt and fresh mix. But on average out here in the flat grassy areas like this called the slough, anywhere from 3 inches to 3 foot deep. On the main canal, it'll range from 3 inches to 8 foot deep. Are there any questions yet, besides where are the alligators? Is that what you were about to ask? We do not have GPS tracking on the wildlife. None of the alligators are paid active. Until the park installs a couple of the automated ones that jump out and scare everybody, we don't know where they're actually going to be at. When I start this boat back up, I'm going to take us to the deeper canal. I have a few more plants to show you and talk to you about while I'm driving slower on the deep canal. If you happen to see an alligator I haven't pointed out, feel free to do so. I'll stop the boat so everybody can take pictures. However, if we pass it, I'm going to need a volunteer to get in and push us back to sea again.
Quickly. Quickly. No. Leave it.
closest to the water's edge, grows a fruit called a pond apple. When it's green, it's like an industrial strength laxative. Some people compare it to the South Beach diet. I'm personally not willing to try. When it's yellow, they'll say it's edible, but I still wouldn't say eatable. They're very sour, like a fermented fruit. There's also a rumor that the alligators eat the pond apples, and that's why the water's so brown. Now, we used to say you could give one to a friend you don't like, but it would put them in the bathroom for a minimum of 3 days, up to 2 weeks straight. It can hospitalize you with diarrhea. A single bite is so fast acting, you wouldn't even make it to the docks. And I gotta clean the seats, so please don't. Also in these trees, when I pull further down, there's gonna be air plants all over the branches of them that look like the top of a pineapple called bromeliads. These are non-parasitic, which means they take nothing away from the tree. They wrap their roots around the branches, and they get all their moisture from the humidity and rainfall. The significance of them, they're originally native to the big cypress. When a hurricane hit over there, it ripped them out of the trees, threw them over here. They basically reattach to everything they land on. If we put one on the desk everybody pays at, it could grow up the side of it because it needs zero soil to survive. When I pull further down, I'm going to show you the larger and smaller examples. But before we go, we do have a special promotion running right now. For only 20% of the life insurance policy, we get rid of unwanted spouses. And if the children don't behave for the parents, you're free to feed them to the gators at any time. Coming up, about a half a dozen birds eat the nectar from the flowers on these airplanes. There's a female swimming. You can stand. Motor's off.
Crocodile. Daddy, there's a
Anybody wants to get up on the seat
crocodile.
and see over others, you can do that as well. That's the male, that's the female, right there in the middle of the lily pads. Watch out, we're gonna hit this tree branch. Like, move to the right, people. Front row. Move to the right. Just move. Move. No, don't touch it. Get out of the way of it. Alligators live anywhere from 50 to 70 years in the wild. The oldest one in captivity was 109, and this is because in captivity they have better health care, free food, and they don't have to fight for territory. The males get anywhere from 15 to 16 feet in length on average, but they actually never stop growing their entire life. The record in Florida is 17 and a half feet. The females, on the other hand, will stop growing at 8 to 9 feet, and that's how we can kind of tell the difference out here in the wild. Anything over 10 foot, definitely a male. From the nose to the eyes, every inch equals 1 foot of alligator. On top of that, they can launch their full body length up out of the water, and that's why the driver's seat's all the way up here. Somebody has to return the boat. Now, they prefer to be between 70 and 80 degrees for the digestion. Anything colder than that, because they're cold-blooded, they would have a hard time processing food. So they'll get out of the water on a patch of grass or mud to expose the back to the sun. The little bones across the back are called scales. Nest within 12 to 15 feet of it for the first year that the babies are alive. If no food comes close enough for that mom to eat, she can lower her metabolism throughout the year to not starve. But by the time the babies are 3, if they have not left the nest, she'll eat them as a way of kicking them out. Saves them a bunch on college. They have an average of 30 to 45 eggs per nest. The largest nest ever found was 88 eggs. Only 50% of that will hatch, and 10% survive to reach full maturity. Besides the females eating them to kick them out, once the males see them as a threat to the food source, they eat their young as well. Now you also have the birds of prey out here, such as the great blue heron, eagles, ospreys, red-shouldered hawks, or owls. Any of those birds get a hold of the babies while they're small enough, will also eat them. The alligator's predominant diet is fish, turtles, or frogs. Occasionally, if a bird lands too close, they'll have chicken. But they're more of an opportunist eater, in that they'll hang out under the water with their mouth open, waiting for stuff to swim across their tongue. Their tongue is pressure sensitive, kind of like a rat trap. As soon as something touches it, they snap shut. And they have 250 pounds of biting pressure per square inch after they reach 5 feet. Most of the males out here are 10, 11, or 12 foot, could have anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 pounds of bite force. And that's why you only get 2 chances to pet one, left and right. Then you return with no arm. Picture opportunity.
The alligator.
Yeah, we don't have propellers in the water. That's why they're up in the air to push the air. That's the only reason these boats are still allowed on the national park. I know, Scar. I'm getting too close. All right, buddy, I'm not getting that close anymore.
He's in the grass.
Yeah, it's actually safer to run them over full speed than it is to slow down, because it is very shallow out here in a lot of areas. If we stop on top of them, it can squish them to the mud. Running over them full speed just bonks them on the head.